It will be Paul to start. Piotr with the 2-0 lead. Paul's drawn a blank and the X. Almost Scrabble, but not quite.
It's always nice to see the blank come out on your opening rack.
It is. You can play Vex, you can play a Garv or Gave or something, try and set up the X.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing that all the 40-point X plays available have to burn the blank as well.
Yeah. As Vex is the obvious play, but 88 blank, you might struggle to bonus with that next turn, given how block 4 is likely to be after Vex. You might try for something a bit more open, so Gave or line up Bag, which is also quite blocky.
Yeah, it completely closes down one side of the board, and some players want to avoid that at the start of a game.
Yeah, the decision you make on the first turn does dictate how the board will play out to a certain extent. With the blank, you want to try and keep it as open as possible, so you may favor things like Gave over blockier plays like Bag or Vex, but we'll see.
I mean, playing Gave would have the advantage of you've got an A.
Yeah,
Front
I might play Gave. I think with the V on the on the star.
Yeah, the thing is about having the V on the star is that it kind of forks the ability to use the double letter squares. So you're guaranteed to have a double letter square for your X next turn. You just need an I or a U to use the other one.
Indeed. But he's played Vex, which is the obvious move. We'll see how that turns out for him. I think it's fine, but yeah, he may struggle to bonus next turn, but we'll see. Piotr's drawn both H's. He's playing QE pretty quickly, which looks like the best play. Keeping Shoe, which is a pretty useful leave. You could play her, but then he'd leave three tiles.
It's almost pretty defensive as well. I mean, EH will only take the S. You can't put anything in front of XU. You kind of limited the vexed hook. And like QE only takes an A, and an S, and something else, and a C. So
yeah,
like there's now really only, unless you've got an S, there's only kind of one lane really.
Yeah, but it's dictated to the extent that he doesn't have a T and he can't really do anything unless he plays parallel to Vex. So Huey's the obvious play, and he's drawn Hog Ties in the meantime, which will go down because he's got EH to hook or Huey to hook, and the XU prevents both from being blocked. So he's going to bonus next turn. Piotr's drawn BIW to go with AAG blank. I don't see a bonus with that. He's going to have to hook something onto Huey. Anything worthwhile.
Yeah, it's the only place to score as well.
It is. If you had a T, then you can play things hooking Vexed, but doesn't have that. But I'm not even sure he can play off both two of BWG and hit the double. He could play bigger, I suppose, but that's
yeah, he can't. There's only 2 4-letter words on his rack, and he'd be burning all his vowels or most of his vowels. I mean, bigger is probably the best one, but that just doesn't hit anything.
He could play WAB and Huey and gamble just doesn't have an S, which would get punished for over 100 points if he did do that. But he's playing Aura, keeping big blank. Yeah, surprisingly little on there for him. The BWG really impedes the rack there. Takes the score, moves on. probably the best play, but again, the BG a bit clunky, so he may struggle to bonus next turn.
Yeah, and even leaving IG blank, typically players will like ING, but they're never the best suffix to try and go for in Scrabble.
Yeah, ING is fine on an open board, but on this board it's pretty terrible, really. And Piotr has seen hog ties, so that'll go down with Huey, as I expect.
Yeah, the best scoring one, no doubt. Oh,
He's going
okay.
the other way. Which gives, that'll give Paul Blighter through the T as a 4-timer.
77.
Ooh.
So that could be a turning point there. Giving Paul a 4-timer and scoring 5 fewer in the process.
Mhm.
I'm a bit surprised by that, actually, but there you go.
Yeah, I would have thought he would have stuck the S on Huey. Maybe that he's not sure of it.
Possibly, yeah. There was a time when not all Maori words took an S, but I think basically all of them do now, thanks to GSW 12 and 15. Added a lot of new plurals for Maori words.
Maori words are so much fun, though.
They are very useful, yeah.
They're pretty vowel heavy as well, so
They
they're
tend to be,
great
yeah.
dumpers. There's actually another option other than Blighter.
As a 4-timer, you mean?
Yeah, as a 4-timer.
Right.
Gilbert's.
Oh, Gilbert's, yeah. Of course,
Yeah,
the
good.
scientific unit, yeah.
90.
But he's played Blighter, so yeah. Perhaps a little more open because you're doing the S up, but you're scoring 90. He's not going to care too much about openness at that point. Quackle pointing out he had gerbils as well. And so Huey is. But Paul now 36 ahead, so I think Piotr has been ahead for basically the entire match so far in terms of scoring. But he's not going to be behind for long because he's seen dilation. That's an excellent board vision there from Piotr. That's not obvious at all.
Mhm.
But he's
And
playing through that eye.
Yeah. It's always wonderful to see players that have great board vision.
Yeah, it inspires you to make better use of the knowledge you have when you see players like that. They're all common words, but it's pure board vision, that.
Sometimes I try and convince myself that when I need a specific floater, I need to just look at every single one of that letter on the board and just cross off in my mind which ones I definitely can't use.
Yeah.
And then that way I can say, well, I haven't missed anything, at least with the floater that I saw.
Indeed. That Quackle pointed out that was the only bonus available there, so
And a spectacular find.
it is, very much so. That puts him 50 ahead. Paul's drawn Frittered. Doesn't play, and Refitted doesn't fit either through the E of Dilation.
Yeah, no N for Drift Net either.
Oh yes, that's new. I played that at the BMSC last year. But no end for that. But you can score with the F. You can play it under Dilation. You can play things through the air with hog ties. So he can score this turn, even though he only has 2 vowels. I don't think there's a bonus here. He may just play Fit under Dilation. Although that is a bit blocky. You might prefer something a bit more open than that.
Yeah, I mean, somehow, even after he spotted his double-double, got his bonus down finally with that blank, he's 50 points behind. Still.
He is. He's been chasing the game, well, all the games so far, I think, which does take its toll on you. You don't want to be chasing the entire time, but that's what's happened thus far.
Yeah, in some sports, some athletes and players will say it's great to be chasing. You know, you've got that motivation to make something happen. But in Scrabble, you don't want to be chasing at all, because everything you do is dependent on what your opponent's done. And
well, yeah, I mean, in cricket, for example, one side makes their score and the other side tries to go past it. In Scrabble, the scores change all the time for both sides, so you definitely don't want to be behind chasing a game. You might play something like Trace and try and open up the bottom right. Treif, making that. So DT is a slightly clunky lead, because DT is, they don't go well together unless you can draw an E. He does leave a floating E with Trace, of course, but you might prefer something a little more controlled than that.
I guess as well, the rack is nice in itself. It's just that there's a duplicate T and there's an F.
Yeah,
and I don't think he really wants to play off just those two tiles to try for a bonus, because it wouldn't score a lot either.
No, he could play Fetid through the arrows, hog ties, leaves RT, but that's a bit blocky.
You always want to, especially when you're behind, you need to make sure that you keep scoring, because if you start fishing for like 10, 15 points all the time, your opponent's just going to score 25, 30, you end up even further behind, and your bonus won't even catch you up.
No, it ends up having no effect, because you spent so much time fishing off and your opponent's been scoring sensibly in the meantime, and then you find that your bonus hasn't actually done you any good. You're now the same distance behind, but there are even fewer tiles left to mount a comeback.
Sometimes it's always worth considering what your best alternative play is to like your primary objective.
33.
There is one interesting thing you could do. You could play Thrift through the H of Hog Ties, which opens things up quite a bit. You've got the top triple line, you've got the Thrift, so you've got scoring ability above the Eye of Thrift. You keep ED, which is pretty reasonable. If you were further behind, you might play that, but as it is, he plays Refit, the scores 33 and keeps him in touch. So on balance, that's probably the best move.
It is quite a defensive play as well. No front hooks for Refit.
No.
You block the Huey's S hook. I mean, now you could really only play 8-letter words on this board.
Well, you can hook the S on Blighter, but yeah, you're down to 8 basically. Just replace Fowen quickly, keeping AEO. Probably just pleased to be able to score 30 or so with the 5-vowel rack.
F not a big risk in the triple lane. So
No, not at all. No, and Piotr's just played 5 letters anyway, so have a fairly random rack. He's drawn. Oh, he's not drawn that well. He's drawn.
Drew 1 vowel.
DT, drew 1 vowel. He can play under foe, and he's got the play something like Cert and Wreck, the obvious move, keeping DRT, which is a pleasant 3-consonant leave.
Yeah, as we can see, and as you guys can see watching the stream, the sun has obscured our vision. Of all things, the sun. There's no sun here in London.
Indeed. Nor here in Cambridge. Oh, Piotr's drawn Aureolas through the R of Blighters, which I don't think will get blocked. So he's going to be, well, not quite 100 ahead. He's going to be about 85, 90 ahead after the next exchange, I think. I can't see Paul doing anything apart from Cert under Fowen.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible if he wants to get rid of more consonants, he would play through the O of Hog Ties, but that's too defensive for what he really wants to do.
Given that he's behind, yeah, he needs to try and keep things open. Although Cert does close things down a bit, but he's scoring 25, 30 or so with that, so he does have to make a judgment call on if that's a good idea. But the fact he's only got one vowel limits his options a fair bit, so I think it has to be cert, really.
Yeah, whenever I've only got like one vowel or no vowels on my rank, I just try to find all the vowels on the board and then think which vowel is going to be the best for me to play around.
Yeah. Paul has played cert, so he's now 22 behind, but Piotr has aureolas, and he has seen it. It goes down immediately. And the worst thing about that for Paul is that it squares off the board. So Blighters is no longer available. Takes out the floaters of hog ties. Squares off the bottom right. Really makes things look bleak for Paul at this point. He's actually exactly 100 behind now.
It's probably one of the most defensive 8-letter words you'd ever see.
Yeah, it does. It blocks a lot, and yeah, it's a terrible situation for Paul already. You must be wondering what he's got to do to hold the lead for any length of time. Piotr's just been blasting away the entire time.
Oh wow, the only bonus Paul would have is with a floating Q.
Quadrati, is it?
Yeah.
Quadrati, yeah. Is that a new
where's yeah, it's a new one. Where's the floating Q when you need one?
There's never a floating Q when you need one. And Piotr's drawn another nice rack. He's drawn an S, CD, a few vowels. But in the meantime, we'll get Paul's rack. You might play something through the F of Fowen, so things like 4 maybe. Or you might fancy leaving the F open just to try and leave all the openings you can. You might play something like Lord off the L of Aureolas, keeping AIRT.
Would you prioritise getting rid of the U here, or would maybe you do something like Adrift?
Oh, Adrift.
Adrift.
Adrift's nice. Yeah, 30 points and opens an easy bonus line. Yeah, that's a good move. You may have to do that actually because he is 100 behind. So scoring 30 would put him 70 behind. So a bonus down. AU's not a great leave, obviously, but there's actually not that many vowels left. I don't think there's only 15 out of 43 tiles.
Wow.
So it's almost a 2-to-1 consonant bag. So keeping AU is actually fine. So I think the drift might be the best move there.
Yeah, and it's not a lane Piotr would go to block so easily either. You'd need his own bonus to really want to play there. Oh, wait. Piotr does have a 9 timer through that F if Paul leaves it alone.
Casified, yes. Yes, I'd not even looked at that F for his rack, but yes, casified.
Well, could Paul leave that F alone?
He could. He might play Lord, as I suggested earlier.
He may be lining it up, Lord.
Yeah, he's lined up Ord, so yes, he might be doing that.
Wow, we could have a 9 timer here.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen one on this. There was one in the Dweeb Piotr match because Dweeb played Love Bugs, but I didn't actually see it live. So I was away at the time.
What? Tesildar? I need to define that. What is that?
That's fun. Oh, and here comes Casified. Piotr has seen it. That's going to be 160 odd, I would think.
Well, that's this game one. GG, guys.
What's that? 14-9. That 176. Just heard him say. So that, yeah.
So a Tehsildar, also known as Executive Magistrate of the Tehsil concerned, is the term to be assumed of the Mughal origin and is perhaps a mental of the words Tehsil and Dar, Tasil being an Islamic word derived from the Arabic meaning revenue collection, and dar, a Persian word meaning holder of a position.
Ah, interesting. I think Tezel's new, isn't it?
I'll have to go back to Zar for that, but
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. I wonder if Nigel would have seen that. It's been a fun play, but yeah, we have to.
Oh no, Tesil and Tesildar were in the previous dictionary.
They were, okay, right.
Yeah. Tesildar actually has an anagram as well.
Heraldist?
Yeah.
That was a guess. I didn't know it, but I was wondering if it had an anagram, so it looked like such a nice wreck. And Piotr has drawn the second blank, as if he wasn't far enough ahead already.
Yeah. It's like beating someone down while they're already down.
Don't know if he has anything, but anyway, we'll come back to that.
Well, maybe an N or R gives him Euridinia again.
It does, yes, or Orified, R or an F. There's no Racing Nations in Best, of course, anymore, so Paul does have to play this one out, even though he obviously wouldn't if he couldn't, if he had that option. He does have the Z. He can't play it next to Hog Ties, though, I don't think. Is there anything through the OA, maybe?
I don't
see anything.
So. And sorry, Paul, no floating A for an 8. Poor guy. He's not getting anything, is he?
He's not, no. He's not going well for him this match already. Josh has played a lot of bonuses. Though he's made some great finds in this game. His dilation was not obvious at all, and even Oriola's is slightly hidden because BS had to hook dilation. Yeah, he's just not giving him any chance at the moment.
Is there a way to maximise the Z here? I'm not seeing anything.
No, it's surprising, really, because you'd think he'd have a play next to Hog Ties at the very least.
The Z is usually quite good to score with as well.
Yeah, Quackle, when it analyses my games, Quackle often favours holding on to the Z because it's such a flexible tile to have, especially in Collins. But here, it's not that useful, I don't think. Signed up Zatti, I presume that's going under lighter for 37. But yeah, it doesn't really matter what he does because his game is long gone.
Yeah, his only hope would be to open a 9 timer and put the Z somewhere in it, but that's never going to happen.
No, there's not even much scope for opening 9 timers anyway. There's only 2 possible ones available, with the board being the way it is. He has played Zappi, so yeah, just end it and move on to the next game, I guess.
Or demand a food break.
Yeah,
change that luck around.
Quackle pointed out he could have played Blintz to the LIT on the bottom left. That's quite nice. Keeping air. Rate, AIRT. But it does block the bonus line and also the one under the T of cert. And he's drawn.
Does take an E as well, though. So...
Oh, sorry, of course it does, yeah. Yeah, I've forgotten about that.
So it's like one of those hooks that you really should know because it can be so useful.
Yeah, it's easy to overlook as I had just then. Paul's drawn 4 consonants, but he can play Jawar through the OA of Hog Ties and Oriolas. Kotra's got most of the remaining vowels. There's actually only 6 vowels unseen now, I think. E, I, and 4 O's. So,
imagine if he could play one of his bonuses now, that would be scary.
He's playing Dewey, which blocks Jawar. That just about sums up Paul's game at the moment, I think.
It might sum up the last 3 games as well.
Yeah, the one scoring play he had, and it's been blocked in fairly unlikely fashion, you'd have to say.
With vowels as well.
With vowels, yeah.
Not with vowels.
Piotr's drawn 3 consonants, as we thought he might. So he'll have something next turn, I expect. Something onto the D, probably.
Yeah. I think he's got 2 through the D.
See Pepinida, that doesn't hit the triple.
Yeah, neither of them hit the triple.
Oh, neither of them? Wow. Thought at least there'll be at least one there that did, but okay.
Yeah, but there are tons of 8s here.
Oh, yeah.
To Piotr. Not for Paul. If Paul had an 8, I think we'd be worried.
Yeah, he's played WAB just to score something.
Yeah.
30.
I mean, ideally here you want to play more tiles to have a chance at drawing a vowel, but are there any vowels really to draw?
No, they're all on
There's
Piotr's.
none left.
Really. Quackle pointed out he could have played MAWR through the A of Aureolas, which is nice, making it MNA. But it's academic, really. He's dead lost. He's drawn a Y, which does help marginally.
Yeah, nice. It means he can get rid of 4 tiles next turn if you know, that for face value, really. But
You can play Mer, yeah. So we saw Pepinida. What was the other one?
Appendix.
Oh, Appendix, yes. That would spell the end for Paul, definitely.
There are 15 8s.
What with that record that you can play?
With just the rack.
Right. Is there anything through the A, maybe?
No. Oh no, 1. Wait.
There's 1.
Does it fit?
Oh, right.
I don't think it fits.
Okay. What was it?
Priapian.
Oh, Priapian, right.
That.
I think I knew that. I was not sure, but yeah. I've only seen Pepinida, and I'll probably just end up playing that. But maybe it'll be the only bonus. Well, apart from Appendix as well. Appendix, they both double the P, don't they? I think one of them. Yeah. So they score the same. So it doesn't matter really what he plays. That will be Piotr's 5th bonus of this game, putting him almost 300 ahead.
There is a higher scoring bonus available onto the O of Hog Ties, of all things. New to CSW 15.
Oh, right. I've not even looked at the O.
553.
No, I'm not seeing it. What is it?
I think 84 points, Genipopo.
Oh, right. Not heard of that, but okay. That would have been a very nice find, but he has seen a bonus. He's played Pepinida. That'll put him 275 ahead.
I think it's just a variant spelling of Genipap, which is once again a tree.
Another tree.
Another tree. I mean, just imagine if he did play Genipapo.
Yes. The champagne move, really.
Piece.
Yeah. So, Paul, hard to find much to say, really, because he's obviously dead in this game. He has JMNRRSY. He can play Mer just to get the game over with, I guess. Try and play off as many as he can.
Yeah, there is that queue unseen from Paul's point of view, and considering the lack of vowels in the pool, you know, you really want to get rid of that queue, or not have to play the queue or get the queue.
But he's played Simar through the A of Zati, which I didn't actually know. I'm not very good on fives, I must say.
Who is?
Not me. Michael says he could have played Nim under Or, which is quite nice. Another new 3. He's actually drawn a couple of vowels, which helps.
Wow, a couple of vowels from that, Paul. That's quite something. Though, considering the amount of consonants that have been played, you're bound to draw vowels eventually.
Well, yes, unless your opponent gets them. But, yeah, Piotr does have the Q. And
one place for it. I mean, it's either change or play it.
Well, if there's only 6 in the bag, he can't change.
Oh, yeah. So play it then.
QIN, yeah. Just has to do that. There's no U's left. There's only one I left. So may as well play it now before he gets stuck with it.
Yes, Simar is also Simar, S-I-M-A-R or S-I-M-A-R-R-E. A flowing coat dress with a full skirt and train worn by women during the Renaissance.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, also nice. Simar with a C as well. Also right. Zimara. So many variant spellings of this one word. And Zimara isn't even in Collins, so there we go.
S-I-M-A-R-R-E, yeah. I knew that one. I knew that spelling.
Oh, it was with a Z. It had it spelt with a Z. And Merriam-Webster, at least.
Wow. So yeah, Piotr looks like he's about to play QIN through the Eye of Blighter.
Will he hit 600?
He should do, even with the Q. He's got the K, so he can score with that.
Maybe if he played Genipapo, he'd hit 600.
Yeah, but he should get it anyway, I think. Even with the lack of vowels on theme, he's drawn a vowel. Drawn 2
and
vowels.
Another vowel.
Wow. Quite the game for him, really.
I mean, it was 4 out of 11 vowels.
Yeah.
But he's not really been plagued by vowelitis or lack of vowelitis like Paul has.
No, he's just been playing bonuses the entire time.
Well, that's one way to win a game. When you play.
Well, when he played phone,
bonuses.
he did keep 3 vowels, so he did have a lot of vowels then, but it worked out very well for him.
Yeah, you tend to kind of ignore your racks when you're just playing bonuses all the time. You're not like, oh yeah, I had 5 vowels, 5 consonants or whatever on this rack, and I bonused from it. Like I had a game once where I had like 2 E's the entire game, but I played like 3 bonuses and won, and it was like I didn't realise until afterwards that I had 2 E's the whole game.
Wow. Yeah, it's very hard to win if you don't get very few E's. Were you playing through your opponent's E's?
Yeah, I was playing through their E's.
Yeah.
But you tend to not think about what you're not getting when you're winning as well.
Very true, yeah.
Or how bad some of your racks actually are. Like Aureola's, without that R, that would have been a terrible rack.
Yeah, so it's easy to just think, oh, I've got a terrible rack, what am I going to do? Without thinking, well, there's actually a bonus here. It's easy to overlook those things if you've got the wrong mindset about how to go about it. I think Paul's lined up Jin to go next to Simar, J-I-N. 27. That would set up Piotr's M for NYM, so he could play Loom or something next to Simar if he did play that.
Guessing there's nowhere else for the J. It's become one of those boards again. Just
very blocked. Yeah, nowhere for the. Well, there's somewhere for the J, but it's not great. There's Jen.
What about rejig and QI? Is that not an option?
Oh, I'd not even looked there. Yeah, that's much better. Of course.
That's like 50 points, isn't it?
54 points. Yeah, makes no difference. But yeah, rejig is, if you see it, you have to play it.
And I suppose NNY is really a terrible leave anyway, because I mean you might pick vowels and.
Yeah, it's fairly academic, but yeah, not even seen a rejig. A bit blind of me not to see that. But it makes no difference. He's lost anyway. Just give us,
I mean, I'm sure
just
if the
a few
scores
more
were
points.
closer, I'm sure if the scores were closer, Paul would have, thought maybe a bit more and even seen it. But
Yeah. But as it is, he's makes no difference. Piotr with 3 O's and the K, he can make use of NYM, so he can play Glom, which he's got lined up, making NYM for 30, 40 points or so. And he will draw another O from the bag. Paul's managed to avoid drawing any more vowels. But yeah, there's Glom. And he'll have a bunch of O's to go out with next turn. Well, he won't be able to go out, but it'll be his final act.
well, he may actually hit 600.
He may.
Oh,
Well, he will with Glom if he plays it.
is he considering playing Loom instead? Like, does he secretly know there's an O in the bag? Imagine if he did and secretly knew there was an O in the bag.
Well, he surely has to play Glom because there's only 2 vowels unseen. He's going to draw a consonant most of the time.
Yeah.
He's going to draw an O, but yeah, he's played Glom. Paul probably plays Very, and no, he's playing Nervy. I thought he was going to play Very in the same place.
Yeah, Very is slightly better, but as you say, it
3 more points.
doesn't matter at this point.
Relevant. And Piotr presses 600 with Glom. He won't be able to go out this turn because of the O's, but that won't worry him too much.
Yeah, he'll just score some points with the K.
Play Rook or something, yeah.
Break 600 properly. Yeah, Rook or... I think Rook might be the best scoring.
Yeah, there's not much on with the K.
And all those O's.
No.
Maybe KO next to Pepinido. Pepinida. Can't make words anymore.
Yeah, it's 1 more than Rook, but it gets rid of 1 fewer letters, so Rook is marginally better. But yeah, it doesn't matter what he does, really. He can play Duke as well, from the D of Cassidy.
Yeah. Or Rook off the R of Simar as well.
Yes. Slightly fewer, yeah. He does play Rook, yeah.
Yeah, nothing else, really.
Or play Traff to go out.
7.
So it's an emphatic win for Piotr by 250 odd.
1,
No, not quite that many.
But that 9 timer certainly helped.
It did. It was totally unnecessary from Piotr's point of view, but it meant he didn't have to think too much in the rest of the game. But he still saw Pepinida even though he was 200 on it, so he remained alert throughout that. That gives him a 3-0 lead in the best final.